Stacy, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. We really appreciate you spending the next 15 minutes or so to share your story, how you came to know Isogenics. I understand in your short period of time, you are a crystal manager, so well done. So
You.
would you be kind enough to let the viewers know how about you found Isogenics? How did that happen?
Okay, so I've been with Isogenics now since October 2024. It's obviously now April 2025. Um, I found it by diving deep into researching companies available in my marketplace. So I live in Scotland, in the UK, and I found it because the company that I was previously with withdrew all of their opportunities within my market, and I needed to find something to help the clients that I currently have and the clients I'm hoping to work with have some kind of product supplementation community support out with just me and my hopefully energetic bubble. And so I kind of had to pivot quite quickly, and so going down a process of research, internet searching, journal publications, and I didn't really know about isogenics. It wasn't on my radar, and but it very quickly became to the top of my list of companies that I would like to collaborate in partnership with. And through significant deep diving and being surrounded by computers and iPads and paper and pens and notes and my own kind of tried and tested methods of research, they very quickly were at the top of the list. And even though I still was comparing them, kind of end of September, middle of October, I think I knew, even though there was five or so still left on my list, I kind of knew, I had this feeling that Isogenics was going to be the one. And so in October, which is when I joined, I was very excited. I hadn't tried any of the products. I had just knew everything about the ingredients from a research perspective. Had obviously read in and about all of the different products that were available, and the variety really also appealed to me because I feel like we're in a position at the moment where there's so much noise, there's so many things, there's so many options for people to consider. And although there is a large variety of isogenics products available to my market and to my clients, everything just seems so that much more streamlined. It's easy. It gets rid of the noise. There's no overwhelm, and the community that I've found since I've joined Itogenics has been second to none. The everything from customer services to the support on the ground to meeting people at events, and even just the kind of weekly check-in over this kind of format has been night and day. It's been fabulous.
So if I understood you right, you made your selection or your decision based on the quality of the product.
Yes, 100%. And um, so for me, I also kind of say to people sometimes, it's not always about the taste. You've got to appreciate that the products that we have on offer may not always taste brilliant, but the benefits that you have on the inside. And so I quite openly can say I hadn't tasted anything. Hadn't there was not anything had crossed my mouth. Everything that I had based my decision on was solely on research, ingredients, third party testing approval, journal publications. Everything was all about the science rather than this tastes great, so let's give this a whirl. And then obviously I jumped in with both feet, and then was pleasantly surprised that actually I love the taste of everything.
Oh, great. And you mentioned that your client base. Who is your client or your client base? Who is your end user?
So I have about 50% in-person clients, and the other 50% are online. They're mostly English speaking, UK based. Although I do have a couple of clients in Canada and America. And but they are people who, and mostly women as well, but they are people who they are themselves overwhelmed. There's so many choices, so many, you're of a certain age and you need to do this, and protein and creatine and water and sleep, and trying to juggle children and activities. And so those are my kind of the people that work directly with me. And for me, Isogenics just gets rid of the noise, so they don't then have to worry about what protein breakdown, macronutrient balance, and words that they're like, I didn't know I needed to know what these words were. And it's like, you don't need to know what they are. These products are taking care of you on that level, and you don't have to stress about it. And I think with social media, as much as I find it to be a really positive place for my community, um, there is, you're inundated with just stuff constantly. Try this, do this, and AI generated options that just create, I think, another level of doubt. And so I hope that like my clients feel that I'm providing the safety and the training options that are applicable and unique to them from a physical training perspective, strength and conditioning, mobility. Mobility is a big thing, and Isogenics takes care of the rest. They trust in the products because I've done all the research for them, um, and I think because they are so upfront about what is in the product and what the product does, and they've got testing constantly, basically. So there's always something to read about. That just means that they don't have to worry. Everything is just done.
You mentioned clients in Canada, so I take it you do online coaching. Is that what you do?
Yeah, so I offer like training like this and a kind of one-to-one perspective. There's
Yeah.
only two people who do that, but and for the most part, people just want a program that they can follow. So
Yeah.
because Canada provides the option to have the products delivered direct to your customer, and you don't have to have stock and inventory and then shipping costs to
Yeah.
consider. Um, the products take care of themselves, and the clients are able to monitor and control that through a seriously fabulous app that is so easy to use. And then I deliver sessions like this, but then I also follow that up with a program that they can follow independently out with what we do. So it's like a check-in. I check their form and I make sure that they're not overcommitting to something, and their range of motion isn't affected by the weight selection. And again, it's always back to that kind of minimizing the noise that created in the client's head, so that they're not stressing about something. And I'm always at the end of the phone, WhatsApp or whatever, to reinforce what we've been talking about in these sessions, and then they feel safe and secure in their knowledge moving forward by themselves.
And the program you provide, do you promote the isogenic 30 days reset? Do you promote the Kickstart 90 program? What program do you promote to your clients?
So I mostly promote the Kickstart 90. It's the one that has really appealed to me from a timing perspective, because most of my clients like to work in kind of blocks of 12 weeks and 24 weeks. So having this like number, for a lot of people, I think is important. They have a deadline, they have, something to commit to for a certain period of time. It's not a massive number. It's not like you have to do this for 365 days and suddenly that's too much to handle. Little kind of controlled blocks every 90 days, every quarter. We're looking at a new goal, a new opportunity, and the community that just is generated just from chat. Everybody's at a different point, at a different phase, at a different stage, different ages, different sizes, different interests, but everybody's able to talk about what's happening and what's positive. And for me, having that 90 days is just that kind of perfect number. So I offer programs for people that are 4, 8, and 12 weeks long. But realistically, I'm wanting people to be within that 12-week set because I feel like that gives them a really good foundational, strong base to work from. And so the Kickstart 90 is perfect because that's the same parameters.
Perfect. I had a question here to ask you whether you have expanded your Isogenics team beyond Scotland, but you already answered it. Can I ask you in proportion how much or how many of your team members or clients are locally based around Edinburgh and where you live in Scotland, and in percentage, how many are, so to say, overseas?
So, I think numbers wise, there's well now you're testing my maths.
Just roughly. Is it
So
half or?
it's slightly higher in person in Scotland, but some of
Yes.
them are still online because they although Scotland's quite a small country, it's still big from a distance perspective. So I'd say maybe 60% of my clients are like homegrown in the UK that I can see them in person, not too difficult, and then the other 40 are abroad or at least across the border in like England and Wales. So like we can't just pop by and have a cup of tea and chat how things are going. But yeah, so I'd say 60-40 is probably my current numbers. Although I'm hoping that the 40% is going to increase. I'm having some nice conversations with people now that the kind of expansion of the market possibilities is open. So I have, some friends in Belgium and some in Spain. I have some people who've moved to Australia and New Zealand in the last few years. So those conversations are kind of ongoing. So, and for me, and I love to travel, it's a really good opportunity just to say, I'm gonna organize that and come see you. And that's my kind of forward vision. Is that there's so many travel opportunities to link into, because the market is then available in just so far flung.
And it becomes a business trip.
Absolutely, and it becomes a business trip.
Oh, well done. In your team, have you recruited other qualified trainers or sports coaches, or are they?
So sports coaches, yes. No other people who do kind of what I do. I work quite closely with people who are not in my team, but like collaborating on the side. And I think that's the other thing that I've really liked about Isogenics is that previously I feel like it was kind of a competitive type industry to be working in. But
Yes,
since coming on board with Isogenics, I feel like it's much more collaborative. So
yes,
everybody, like we know there are millions of people in the world who need help with their nutrition and fitness, and
yes.
they're not potentially linked to us yet. Um, but I can't help millions of people. That's out with my scope. But I know that if I collaborate with this person and this person and this person and this person, we're all in it together, that we can reach more people, and perhaps the opportunity to diversify what kind of options are available for people. So for me, I work with hockey people. So like field hockey is my main sport. I My competitive edge is ticked by the fact I compete in high rocks events. So that's a kind of relatively new concept, but it is growing significantly. Um, so I like to collaborate with people who can provide the things I don't provide. So, who is a Pilates specialist, who is a yoga specialist, and how can we work together to provide the best base for our clients? And that's why I said collaboration over competition has been one of the main things that I've really noticed as being just such a significant positive impact, and how we can provide so much more, but still keeping it simple. And that's the kind of beauty of it all for me.
If I count right, you have been with Isogenics for half a year, 6 months roughly. Now, if we fast forward for 3 years down the track,
Mhm.
what is your goal or intention, and where do you see yourself in business in Isogenics in 3 years' time?
So in 3 years' time, I'd like to have clients in every market. So every opportunity, every country that we currently are available in now and potentially moving to in the future. I'd like to have customers in all of those areas. I'd like to have teammates in those areas too, so that we can provide support on the ground in the places that they are, but the opportunity to go to these places and meet the clients in person is a really enticing little tick box for me. So a client at least in every market, and potentially those people. Um, I sometimes feel also that customers become the best people to then promote your products because they are the ones on the ground who have experienced things firsthand from a position of need. And if they've had a successful journey with you, which I'm hoping that everybody does, they talk about it, and they're the they're the best recommenders. So if you've had something positive happen to yourself, you're going to talk about it. What has been the benefits to you? This has been phenomenal for me, and those are the conversations that then create that bigger network, that more opportunity for community, and obviously um, having teammates who are able to do that in their own language. Because let's be honest, as much as I would like to be in all these countries, I can't speak all of their languages. I have some basic Spanish, and obviously English is my first language. But being able to have teammates on the ground who are able to communicate locally and therefore come together. I think that's going to be a really powerful position to be in. And whilst 3 years is seems quite quick, um, the last 6 months feels quite quick as well. But in the same breath, I feel like those 6 months, I feel like it's been part of me for a really long time, just because of who you meet, who you talk to, and everybody is so invested in helping so many other people, and but with sound knowledge that everything that they're talking about is so scientifically backed, like in journal publications, third party transparent testing. It is so easy to trust that how I feel about things and how I felt, the products have responded within my lifestyle. You're telling people, you're not just telling people what they want to hear. You're telling people that this is it. This is the one. This is the thing that's going to make that change for you. You may have struggled in the past, but these are the things that are going to really help you move forward and not feel stuck. And if you're in a position later to then talk to people about it and share your journey and become an associate, and then that's the kind of stable growth because you've come from a foundation of success, and then can grow from there. And like I said, a client in every country, and maybe expanding my language skills to accommodate that would be quite good.
Good, good. Now, I clearly got the message that you lead with a product and get the clients to love and use a product and also before you share the business opportunity. Can I ask you, do you use a brand partner program as well, or how does that fit
So,
in with you?
so I haven't, but only because, like I said, because it's 6 months. There's been a lot of things to kind
Yes.
of inveigle into my business model. But there's been some new developments in that and some new information come out. So there's a couple of calls that I want to jump on to really get to the crux of that. So because obviously everybody does talk about the things that they like and the things that have helped improve their life, and they might not be looking to make any financial gains from that, but it's nice to have a little bit of extra for something that you love and something that you would recommend to your friends and your family and your colleagues. So it's definitely the next kind of avenue for me to go down. My team at the moment is made up of customers and a few associates, and they have become associates because of the product. So they've experienced it, they've let it settle into their lives too, and then they're happy to go out and talk to people, and they can see the benefits and the growth possibilities for having Isogenics initially as your kind of side hustle, and then potential growth to something more significant. But brand partner is definitely something I want to kind of take a really solid look at next, just because I feel like there's lots of different people's commitment to kind of that kind of thing is more far reaching if they've experienced it, and then they can talk about it.
Great. I have two more questions and then I'll let you go. Have you concentrated in finding other qualified trainers and sports coaches to introduce them to Isogenics?
So no, although again, it is up there as being something that I want to look at from my own personal business model, is that I feel like fitness and nutrition coaches who are working with a certain demographic, if we can all collaborate and come together, then that would be a really powerful base. For me, the people that I am reaching out to and talking to at the moment are actually all athletes. So in the,
Oh,
high rocks field, or in the kind of field hockey field, which is my main kind of driver, they're the people that I'm talking to, because I know from personal experience now how significant the product is to contribute towards my gains, and therefore I know, what it could do for the people that I'm playing with, basically. So I had about a period of 4 months last year before I joined Isogenics where I was looking at other things. I just had this feeling that there were some changes happening. And I had made some significant changes in my own nutrition and lifestyle, and therefore had a significant impact on my training and my periodization of my training to be able to achieve more. And when so I was actively looking for the products that I needed to support those ideas and gains. And then when I joined Isogenics, obviously I led initially with the business because I could see the potential. And when the products landed in my lap and I was able to actually utilize them in person, I mean, I've been blown away. I've been really, really significantly blown away by the effect that they've had on my training. And therefore, when I'm speaking to the other athletes in my kind of arena, um, I can really lead with, this is what this did for me, this is what this did for me, and significant changes in strength and stamina, and kind of overall body composition changes as well have been significantly supported by these products. And the fact that there was more of them to choose from really hit home as well. So instead of trying to fit a round peg in a square hole, I've got multiple shaped holes, and they're all filled by different things that are really providing a really good foundation for me to continually challenge myself, and therefore continually challenge my clients and connect with new people who are looking to have those improvements as well. So yeah, so it's athletes at the moment, people who are competing in the sports in my area, and who are looking for help and support in their kind of fitness and nutrition. But the next stage with a kind of brand partner idea, and then who's out there who working the same kind of fields as I am, online and in person, fitness and nutrition training, and who need that one product that is going to really launch and grow their business and grow their reach, and the ability to connect with more people on a level that is going to give them what they need. And I think we're all in agreement that this business that we're in is about serving the people who are overwhelmed and overstimulated by too much noise, and they need simple solutions that take that all away. And I think if we're all really, really honest, we want to be able to help as many people as possible in whatever spheres we can. And the expansion of any kind of market, from an online perspective as well, is just going to be sky's the limit.
Stacy, there's no doubt in my mind you will reach the executive level very soon. And after that, you will qualify for the reward trips. So
Oh, and that would
on
be
your
amazing.
on your step ladders going up to the higher level, I congratulate you already now, and I thank you so much for allocating the time to do this interview. Much appreciated. You're
You're
in
very welcome.
Scotland, we are in Australia, and we think globally together. So thank you, Stacy.
Thank you.